How's it going, everybody? Mathew Owens here, California licensed CPA, full-time real estate investor. And I am here on the Masters of Real Estate YouTube channel to tell you about the property from hell. I can tell you right now, there are deals that you have to deal with as a real estate investor that just come with problem after problem after problem. And you got to find a way and a solution through those problems. But sometimes you end up losing money. You just try to mitigate the risk as best you can, and you try your best, and you find a new way to make it back, and take those, and you just take those lumps and keep moving forward. And so one of the deals that I just did in St. Louis was a deal that came to us that really only needed about 15 grand of work. It was very minimal. We're talking about paint and some minor items, some appliances, some inspection items. Nothing major was really wrong with this property when we first took it over, or so we thought. We went and finished the minor renovation and the cleanup of this property, and we're all getting ready to go get it rented. And then we went and had to have an occupancy inspection, which is one of the things you have to do in the St. Louis market to be able to rent a property. Is the lovely government gets involved to say you have to fix these items on your property in order to rent it out to an occupant. And so we went and ordered the inspection, and the city went and told us that it's been vacant for 3 months before you bought it, and so therefore it is no longer grandfathered in as a residential property, and it is deemed commercial. And all the online sites, all the county recorder's office, they actually had all their data wrong. And so we're sitting here having to deal with it. We say, okay, well, we finished the renovation already. How do we get it back into a residential property now that the city is telling us that we have to go through, a bunch of different hoops to get there? And what they said was, oh, by the way, it's on a septic tank, and so therefore, in order to get it back into residential status, you have to connect to city sewer. So normally, maybe it's a decent cost, maybe it's 5 grand or something like that, or 7 grand or something to actually get it connected to city sewer if the sewer line was on your side of the street and not across a 5-lane street where we had to actually burrow underneath the street, because normally you'd shut down the street, but this one happened to be right next to a military facility, the military office there, where they did not allow us to shut down the street because it was going to stop the entrance into the military facility. So we were stuck going, we can't even shut the street down to run the plumbing and redo the cement. We had to hire somebody to burrow underneath that street, and 35 grand, and 6 months later to get the permitting and get it all set up to do that and get the right team, having a contractor start on it and screw us and steal money from the start, and then have to go back and get another contractor to deal with it. It cost us an extra $35,000. Now keep in mind, this property, we bought it for about $100,000, and it's worth about 150, and needed about 10 grand, like I said, or 15 grand worth of work. And now we are into this thing for way more money because it took a ton more time longer than we actually thought. But we had to go through and get it connected to city sewer. It's finally there, and through the permitting process to get it back into residential status. But we couldn't even shut down the street because of the military complex next door, and it was just a giant nightmare to deal with, where the plumber that was doing the deal was trying to come back to us and ask for an extra 20 grand because they had to go across the street and about 5 houses down the street in order to connect the city sewer, which was a massive pipeline to get it over to connect it to city sewer and get it off that septic tank. So be careful of those septic tanks. Be careful, because the recorder's offices and the city offices sometimes are wrong. So you might want to go through and call those city offices, which is what we're doing going forward anytime we buy a house. So lots of fun. You deal with these types of problems all the time in real estate. After a while, you just kind of let it roll off your shoulder, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it other than finding the solution, finding another way to make money on that deal. Now we're able to squeeze a little bit more money out of it by doing seller financing, not paying commissions, marketing it ourselves, or we can just go through and hold that property long term and make a a reasonable but not great return on investment on that cash flow, because our cost is much higher than we originally projected on that deal, and we're a little bit upside down now on that property after having to spend an extra $35,000 on a very thin margin deal from the start, because originally it was a very minor renovation and things like that. So these are the types of deals that you have to find a way to get through. And I still remember the mindset shift that you have to have when you go through these types of problems. On a multifamily deal that I was going to sell, and I was going to lose $50,000 on a multifamily deal years ago. And I still remember going back to my wife, telling her to put her hand on my chest, going, I can't believe it. I'm going to lose $50,000. And I was just in a negative mindset and saying, how am I going to get out of this? This is such a big problem for me. And I still remember going back and saying, okay, the next morning I woke up a little bit more refreshed. I wasn't as bothered by it. I said, you know what? I'm going to find a way to make this money back. And I went out and I found another deal that was going to make me $70,000 on that one deal. And I closed it in 2 weeks and made my $70,000. And it was all because I had my head up, looking for that opportunity consistently, saying, I don't care about the loss. How do I make it back? My thinking just was not thinking big enough at the time originally. And I was in that negative mindset state. And you don't find solutions when you're in that negative mindset state. You have to keep your head up. You have to be looking for solutions. You have to be adamant about looking for those solutions when you're trying to get out of these real estate problems, and finding that solution that, fits you, that works for you. And, there's absolutely a way to make it back every single time. And, one deal here and there taking a loss is not the end of the world. You just got to make sure that they're not consistent so it doesn't hurt you too bad. So just wanted to tell you guys, it's not all lovely, amazing real estate investing. You get some wrinkles from this game. Absolutely. It's absolutely important though to keep that mindset straight when you take these losses, and go through and focus on the solution, focus on making that money back instead of focusing on the loss in itself. So I hope this helped you guys. If you guys like the video, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified on all the content we come out with on a consistent basis. And hopefully you guys don't have any nightmare deals like I had in the past, and you guys are very successful at your investing. Feel free to reach out, find ways we can help each other. We lend capital, we flip properties consistently, we raise money for multifamilies. We've raised over $150 million for real estate and invest in all different types of syndications. So, and we also have a real estate course that we've come out with. It's a 6-month real estate course on every aspect of real estate investing you can think of. So look forward to talking with you guys, and have a great rest of the day. I'll talk to you soon.